Hello, Mr. Hull, here on the treaty territory of the Tla'amin people, Tchichathech. I am excited to carry on the conversation that we previously started regarding creating safe spaces for students, creating safe bully-free zones. Here again, talking with parents, because we want to empower parents so that they can support kids. We as educators in school are going to do everything we can to ensure that students receive an education and are safe in their journey along being good humans, recognizing it's not going to be perfect. Right? We have good kids, and they're going to stumble along their path of being good humans, but let's make sure we check in on them. Today we're going to talk about 3 effects of bullying and ways or places that we can see those effects when that behavior is left unchecked and unsupported. At the end, I'm going to show us a slide that talks about some signs. I won't go into deep detail because we've got only a few minutes in each video. So, first effect, mental health. This is a big one, right? So underneath the guise or underneath the situation of that power imbalance can have a real effect on the way that we see and view ourselves in comparison to those around us, but also just ourselves within the world. And so students who are unsupported or feeling the effects of bullying can have a really depressed look on who they are. And this can lead to some horrible outcomes, and even just that sadness, right? That mental health, pain that can come with kids. So we want to make sure we watch out for that and we can support them in that. Another one is a decline in academic performance. Sometimes we have kids that are high performers and then we see a decline. It can also be, for myself, I wasn't a huge performer in high school, or actually most of my schooling experience in K-12, but where it may have shown up as a disinterest. I was always interested in school. So a disinterest in what they were doing within their academics, that can also be tied into mental health. But a lot of times we're just going to look into that effect, and we're going to be aware of it. When I say look into, I mean more just that idea of being aware of a change in that performance and that capacity that they've had for academics in the past. Lastly, overall well-being. This could be self-care. Are they taking care of themselves? Are they cleaning themselves? And often we're looking for a change in behavior. Kids are kids. Some of them are good at that self-care and self-cleaning. So when we see a change, kids that were good and now are no longer wanting to take showers or no longer taking care of themselves, that should be a sign or a trigger that there's something that we need to look into, questions that we need to ask, right? So again, these are 3 areas that we should be aware of with our kids: their mental health, how do they feel about themselves, how do they view themselves in the world around them, their academic performance, are we seeing a decline in what they can do? This is where having a constant conversation with teachers can help. We as educators sometimes reach out to parents when we see these sorts of things going on, because again, bullying doesn't just happen, or this sort of treatment doesn't just happen at school. There's lots of areas in a kid's life where they may be experiencing this pain. Academic performance and overall well-being. How are they treating themselves? Are they clean? Are they getting enough sleep? And we can see those effects really take hold and have effect on our kids. Here's the slide I mentioned. Here are some signs that you can look for. As you kind of read through those on your screen, focus on the fact that these are a change in behavior, right? So it's not that any one or all of them, as caretakers, guardians, parents, educators, we want to try to keep an eye on students and to see and watch for these types of changes, what effect they might have as kids move on and move forward. Now, not all of these may be tied to the fact that there's harassment or bullying in their lives, and that's okay. If we're aware, what that tells us is, I'm going to ask a question, right? I see that your clothes are kind of broken or torn, like you're cutting at your clothes. Why is that? Maybe it's a style that they've picked up, but let's ask the question. Don't be afraid to communicate with your child. Have a great day.